Peter Vermees entering his 15th year at Sporting Kansas City after finishing 12th in the West with 40 points. I've got them in a 4-3-3 with John Pulskamp in goal, Zusi, Volader, Fontas, and labeled right to left. Radoja, Walter, and Kinda if he's healthy. Russell, Agata, and Eric Tommy if Polito is not healthy. It'll lead me to my question later, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I have the same shape, but I have a couple of differences in the starting 11. I have post camping goal as well. Defense, I've got Zusi, Fontas, Volder, and I went Ben Sweat at left back, mainly because when SKC went on that run at the end of last season, Ben Sweat was playing left back for them every game. So I get that they probably, they bring in a left back. He's probably going to be in the mix in some way, shape, or form, but I'm going to back Ben Sweat to get the start there. Midfield, I went with Remy Walter, Gotti Kinda, and Eric Tommy. And then in the attack, I went with Johnny Russell, Willie Agata, and Daniel Shallowy.
Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways this team can look, and we'll talk about that later on. But I mean, you've got people on the bench who are, Daniel, again, for me, Daniel Shallowy. We both kept Alan Polito on the bench. You kept their new signing Radoja on the bench. Well, um, Eric Tommy can play in a ton of different positions. I mean, he's got a lot of options here. So, who do you think is their best addition, though? Overall?
They didn't really, I think, unless I have it wrong, it looks like their only additions were Radoja and labeled. And I think that both of those are positions where they were already in a good spot. But I went with Radoja just simply for the fact that I think he'll probably have more of an impact on the team in terms of like minutes and game time. So slightly went with him over labeled.
Yep, I also picked Radoja. They did lose their only true number six on the roster when they waived Ori Rossell. So you had to replace that if you wanted to, just even if you wanted the option to be in that shape. Um, and they did so. Their biggest loss, another team that just didn't, and I think it also helps that all these teams really outside of Philly um, have been kind of bad. Like losing people isn't really the biggest thing in the world. So um, I picked Ismiat Marine because he's the only one who really got minutes.
I also went Ismail Marine, but I think I went more so because they only have three center backs right now on the roster,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them is hurt. So
Yeah, he's gone for
right
the
now the
year
two
too.
healthy ones.
Courtney Ford is done.
Yeah, so they have two center backs on the roster right now. So not looking like the best decision to let him go.
Yeah. Um, Talk to me about maybe a breakout player this year.
My breakup player is Caden Pierre at right back.
Okay.
I want to see. I finally want to see the transition away from Graham Zusi because
Good
I
luck.
thought Jalen Lindsay was going to be that guy, and then they kind of, I don't want to say quit on that project, but they moved on from that project. Caden Pierre seems to be the next Jalen Lindsay. Zusi at this point is like, I mean, he's not going to have many years left. I want to see them transition and give Caden Pierre some more minutes, some more game time this season while Zusi is here to like help him out and transition. So considering that it looks like I think those two are the only right backs, I think he's got a good shot at getting some game time.
I didn't really see a breakout player here because I know for a fact Peter Vermees is going to run Graham Zusi for
Oh
3,400
yeah,
minutes all year.
that's probably most likely.
So
Yeah.
um, I just said the revival of Kinda and Polito is kind of like my players to watch. Um, and really less about the players and more about how long are you going to give them to try and acclimate back to what you expect of them before you just say, okay, that's it. We're going to keep you guys as reserve players or bench players, and the other guys are going to get the time. Because a lot of teams have had that issue where they've got a star who got hurt, came back, and they tried to stick with it, and it just didn't work, and they got hurt because of it as a team. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
Fair. Yeah.
Let's go to Chicago. Ezra
Wait,
Hendrickson.
hold on.
What?
We have to ask questions first.
Ew. You're right. My question, and as it pertains to the comment I kind of made before, how in the heck are we getting Johnny Russell, William Agata, Daniel Shalhoub, Polito, Kinda, Eric Tommy all on the same pitch at the same time? Because you can't just keep one of them on the bench. We're going full
Just break the
MLS.
rules.
Oh yeah, sure.
12
We're
players
going
on the field.
yeah, full MLS 4.0, zero defender. That's why they only have three center backs, only playing with two. The winger, the wide defenders, nah, that's wingers now. We're just going with a 2-7-2, baby. Let's do it. Let's run it.
I'm here for it. My question is, what kind of role do the older players on the team play this season? So guys like Zusi, Roger Espinosa, Tim Melia, are they going to be starters? Are they going to be on the bench? Are they really not going to get many minutes at all and just kind of almost have more of like a coaching leadership type role?